Hey guys, happy Monday and welcome to the vlog. This is going to be a hockey vlog because I will be starting a hockey romance towards the end of the week once I finish my TBR. And I just finished a hockey romance yesterday, and then I'm going to my first NHL game of the year on Thursday, so that should be super exciting. It's two very good teams that are potential Stanley Cup contenders, so that should be a lot of fun. And these teams have some history from last year's playoffs, but I do want to go through my TBR and show y'all what I am currently reading. I should be finishing Wilderness Tales this week, but now I'm like, am I going to finish it? Because I'm going to be out of town one day, and that was my problem last week, is I was out of town on Saturday, so I wasn't able to pick this up, so it extended my time reading this. But I just finished a section today, and that section was on endangerment and extinction, so it's obvious about animals going extinct, and then humans. We even had one about humans and nature retaking everything, and then some that are about maybe animals that we thought were extinct but weren't extinct. So that kind of thing. So my favorite story in there was After the Plague by T.C. Boyle, which was published in 1999. I loved that. I love dystopian. This is the one where like a virus, kills everybody, because I love those kind of stories. Yeah. So that was my favorite one. And tomorrow I will be starting the last section in here. There's 10 sections, and it's on climates and futures, so obviously climate change and all of that. Then I started a new book today called The Devil's Club. It is the sequel to this book, which is These Old Shades by Georgette Heyer. The Devil's Club, I'm reading it, the ebook, so I don't have a physical copy. But maybe I should have reread this because, okay, so they are taking place like 25 years apart, and I didn't realize the characters in the book I'm reading right now are the children of the characters from this book. I thought it was just a companion novel because on the description it didn't say, it just said the Vidal of whatever, what do you call that? District? I don't know, like of whatever. I don't know what to say. It's not a duchy because this is like the 1700s. So he is a Vidal, whatever his title is. It didn't say he is the son of Justin and Leonie. So I did not realize that these characters would be in that book, so I'm very confused with that. Let me get y'all the description of it so I can tell y'all. And these books are nearly 100 years old, so I can probably find a synopsis of the last book, like with spoilers, because it's been 2 years. So I am gonna look for one. But the description of The Devil's Club. Duelist and gamester, the young Marquis, that's it, a Vidal, yeah, I was really confused, had fairly earned the nickname Devil's Cub. Oh my gosh, the name of the book is Devil's Cub, and I've been saying club. My bad. A tribute to the wilder excesses of his father, the Duke of Avon. When Mary Challoner discovered Dominic's plans to run away with her lovely sister, she donned cloak and mask in a daring impersonation and found herself bound for France with the most notorious rake in Georgian London. The many admirers of These Old Shades will meet some familiar friends. So I guess I should have known. And then my food reading pick is The Dark Queens by Shelley Puhak. This is about women in the medieval, at the very start of the medieval ages, after the collapse of Rome in the 500s. And they have sons who could be kings. They are married to kings. One was a slave who became queen. One was a princess who became queen. And just their rivalry is really fascinating. And then my ebook read is A Breath of Snow and Ashes by Diana Gabaldon. This is the 6th book in the Outlander series, really focusing on the American Revolution and the build up to that in North Carolina. And I read a chapter in here every day. So that's what I'm currently reading. The Daytona 500 is currently on, and I watched stage 1, and during stage 2 I read. This is how I do my NASCAR races. If you don't know, like, racing is very important to me. I love it. But some races, like Daytona, are not my favorite. I don't like super speedways, so I don't really focus on watching the whole race because they are so long with super speedways that I do just come in and out watching it. If it was like Bristol or Martinsville, I would be watching the whole race, but alas, it's Daytona. let's talk about my thoughts so far since I read the first third. Is that a third when it's 33%? I was very bad at fractions in school, and I am still not great on them, but I do try. So that's all that matters. Only try your best and do your best, actually. I would only say try my best. My dad would be like, no, do your best. I'm like, okay. But I do want to go over my thoughts with y'all. So this is a sequel, but I don't think anything I'm going to say is too spoilery. So yeah, when I first got into this book, the first or second chapter, I was just like, who are these people? I was like, because when I got into it, it felt like I should know the characters already, but I was like, I don't know what is going on. I don't know who these people are. I don't know what's going on. So definitely, if you are reading this series, read them close together. Even if the books take place 25 years apart, read these books close together, because I'm making the mistake of reading them 2 years apart, and I was so confused. And it does remind me a lot of the show The Empress on Netflix. This is I watch it in German, so I'm assuming it's German, but it might be an Austrian show. And I know those countries feud, so if I don't mean to insult anybody, but just that there are two sisters and they are of the marriage age, and I think that shows more in Victorian times. I could be wrong though. I think it's Victorian times when this is Georgian times, but same century. And so there's these two sisters, and one is just like, don't care about marriage, and then one is like, oh my gosh, I want to get married to this marquis or whatever they're called, and all of that. And you know, it's probably going to be the one who doesn't want to get married is going to be the one that ends up with the guy. But yeah, the names and the titles are really confusing, because sometimes they'll just say the Duke, or as I said, the Marquis, and sometimes they'll say what they're the Duke of, so Avon or Vidal, and I'm just like, who? So those two I do have down, of one's the dad, one's the son, but then we have the random people they're talking to who are also nobility, and I'm like, who are y'all? Alright, so those are all the notes that I had on my phone. So I did write down to, let me see. Yeah, I don't like the writing style, and that was my issue with the first book, is we will have paragraphs that go on more, like a page and a half of one paragraph. No, I'm not reading that. I'm skipping it. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. And then the plot is very similar to the plot of the first book, as we're going between England and France, running away from our responsibilities. The girl is going off with the guy, and at that time that's very scandalous because they're not married or anything, and she's taken her sister's place and is like hiding her identity. So that is very similar to the first book in the series. So this one is like a 2-star right now. It's not doing a lot for me. But the hockey game has probably started by now, so I'm going to go watch that. I'm gonna be like the Mannings when they do Monday Night Football. I think they do Monday, and they will just have like multiple screens, and I'm like, that's gonna be me with hockey and NASCAR, because two favorite sports happening at the same time. And you might be like, okay, why do you care? Why do I care about the hockey game? Because there's gonna be so many more hockey games. I want to see Connor Bedard at Raleigh, see if they yell at him. Yeah, because I've not watched any of his games yet, and y'all know he's like the new kid. So I want to see how it is. So and I am cooking pasta in the crock pot, so I'm going to go see if that's ready. It should be. Maybe a little longer, actually. Yeah, I'm going to maybe like 10 more minutes in there. But it's all exciting. I've low-key done quite a few things today, but happy Tuesday. I am sleepy though. I had a nice lunch. I had some seafood. I've worked out and I'm sleepy. Don't know why that is. But I basically binge read Devil's Cub today. I am at 65%, so I did read more. I think I read like 3 or 4 extra chapters than I had originally planned, because I've just been reading 6 chapters a day in there, and I read a little bit more. So I'm at 65%, I think is what Goodreads said. And that was 121 pages, I think, something like that. No new thoughts. I'm feeling pretty much the same. It's definitely a me problem. I should have read these books closer together, so if I ever do reread them, which I intend to reread all the books I own. That's an intention, and hopefully I live long enough to do that, you know, knock on wood. But definitely read these books close together if you're reading the Avon Alistair series. I think that's what it's called. Read them close together. Do that or you're going to be very confused. I have very good memory. Everybody says I have very good memory, so, you know, learn from my mistakes. But I did want to update y'all, letting you know I read a lot. And I did I say I filmed it? Yeah, I filmed an ASMR video, edited the ASMR video, and then I edited my book haul that comes out today, which y'all would have already seen if you haven't. You know, go check it out. It's my last video. And I'm going to go eat some she crab soup that I got at lunch, but I was saving the soup for dinner. So I'm going to eat some of that with some hush puppies and fries and crackers and all that stuff. I love crab meat. It's, do I want to say it's my favorite kind? No, I don't want to say it's my favorite kind, but I do love it a lot. So I'm going to eat that, and then we'll get into the dark cleans later. We're at PetSmart today. These are from the Humane Society. This is Koala. And then who are you? Alfredo. And is there anybody? Oh, there's somebody right here. That is Haley. Hi. Oh, my dog fell. And then I don't think there was anybody in the big cage. No, so if you're local, come check these guys out. Little pigs! Little guinea pigs! Alright, so what is here? Oh, houses. This looks like a flamingo. Oh, and then those were hamsters, but they found homes. And then we have little birds. Okay, they're like gerbils, over there in gerbils. Birds. Are they parakeets? Yeah. Hi! Oh, you're so pretty. Oh my, I did not mean to be that zoomed in. So I got back from Target a little while ago and I ate some leftovers from yesterday's fish. And I did want to show y'all just a few of the things that I got. So I got more inner dental brushes. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So I got more of those. On the app it said they were sold out, but they had tons. And then for my TBR cart, I got these little trays. There's 3 of them. This green color. This green color is so in this spring. I was getting new bedding. I'm buying it today from Urban Outfitters, and I was getting like a sage green, and then it's everywhere. So maybe that's the color, but I got these to put in my TBR cart. Y'all, if y'all saw last week's vlog, I think, you would have seen that the bottom drawer, I just have a bunch of random stuff in, so just to sort it more. And then I did get 1 book. I can buy 1 more book this month, and I got Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is like a paranormal romance. People say it's very reminiscent of like the early 2010s, maybe late 2000s. I was definitely reading a lot of paranormal stuff at the time. Before I went to Christian school, I was reading like, yeah, I was just reading a lot of like paranormal middle grade, and then Twilight and all of that. And I've heard this is very reminiscent of that era, so that's super exciting. I have read The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and it was a fine book. I think I gave it a 3 stars. I unhauled it. I sold it, so shout out to the person I sold it to. But hopefully this one I like better. I've seen it in so many people's vlogs this week, and it seems to be a hit. So hopefully I think it's a hit. And then I did get a few other things, but y'all can just check out my short video that I did that's like a minute long to see what else I got at Target. But I should be finishing Devil's Cub literally in the next hour, and then I think at 7 I will go ahead and start the hockey romance that I've been talking about. I think it's called Mr. Hockey by Leah Riley. I will obviously go into the plot and all of that once we start reading that, but I did want to update y'all for Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Hey guys, I finished the book, so we do need to update my calendar. It's the 21st. Today. Penny's here, and she's all damp. She had a bath because her dry skin. and she was getting kind of greasy. Okay, now my hands are wet, so that was not smart to pick up a wet dog because she doesn't really smell because she had shampoo. But I did finish Devil's Cub, and it was a 1.85, but obviously I rounded that up to a 2-star. It did nothing for me at all, but this was definitely my fault for reading the books 2 years apart. Definitely, if you're going to read this series, read them close together, because I was so confused of what was going on, who the characters were. So going into the characters, I did prefer the scenes that were just the female characters rather than the plotting of the male characters. There's, you know, plotting stuff, and I was like, I don't get it. And then the atmosphere did absolutely nothing for me. It was the exact same as the first book. And the writing was the worst part. It was just so lengthy. We had paragraphs that went on for a page and a half, and I do not like that kind of writing. It's my least favorite kind of writing style, so I did have to give the writing a 1 star. And then the plot was extremely similar to the first book, so very repetitive, of being on the run from England, going to France, and having people, like, getting people along the way. So next at 7, it is currently at 6:22, I'm going to be starting Mr. Hockey by Leah Riley. So Jed West is Mr. Hockey, the captain of the NHL's latest winning team and the hottest player on the ice, at least according to Breezy Angel, who's been drooling over Jed at games for years. He plays a starring role in her most toe-curling fantasies, but dirty dreams don't come true, right? Everything changes when Jed saunters through the doors of Breezy's library as a last-minute special guest for a summer reading event. Their chemistry is immediate and hot enough to thaw an entire rink in record time. But things grow complicated when Breezy decides to hide the fact that she's Jed's biggest fan. After all, her feelings for him are genuine, so who has to know? She's not the only one with secrets, though, and Jed's could change the course of his career forever. Can this hockey hotshot and quirky bookworm find the courage to be honest with each other, or will their love be over before it can truly begin? So, as y'all know, I'm going to an NHL game tomorrow, and I'm like, do I sneak my book in and, like, take a picture of my book with the rink? I think this could fit in my purse, because your purse has to be half the size of a paper, so like that big. And I have a purse that I bought from the NHL shop that came with an NFL tag, which is super funny. But yeah, tomorrow I think it's gonna be really hectic. It's Pride night, so I don't know how many people that's going to get at the game, because the Canes have sold out every game since the game I went to last February. It was a year ago today, actually. So it's gonna be a sellout regardless, but I am going to the store because I want to buy a calendar. And so they're making special jerseys for Pride Night that a local artist from Durham made. And I don't know if those are going to be super popular. I know the Black History ones were super popular, and those jerseys were like $400. Crazy, but I don't know if the Pride one is going to be as popular. And then, yeah, that's all. I don't know how hectic that's going to be getting into the store, because I want to buy a calendar. But yeah, I'm thinking of bringing my book with me to take a picture of it. I'm probably going to read some in the car, but I'm going to start that at 7 just to clear my mind after reading Devil's Cup, because I don't like to go instantly right into another book, especially of the same genre, even though that one was historical and this is sports. I would like to give y'all an update on The Dark Queens. This is my mood read, the nonfiction I've been reading a while now. I am 76% into it, and this book is going to be perfect for you if you are a fan of George R. R. Martin or Ken Follett. Just, George R. R. Martin had to know about these people. They had to influence his work. And then Ken Follett is just that medieval time period, even though this is very early on in the medieval era. But it just gives his vibe. Now, why am I not giving this a 5-star? I'm not giving it a 5-star. Is because a lot of it, like, I have to go back and read and be like, to understand it, I have, like, y'all know I was reading this physically and then had to switch to the audiobook. And again, this could just be a me problem, that this is an era that I'm not super familiar with, but it's one that I want to learn a lot more about. So if you guys have any book recommendations for Europe, right at the fall of like the Western Roman Empire. So I think the 6th century is the century that I'm really fascinated by. So if you have book recommendations, fiction or nonfiction, that take place in the 6th century, let me know in the comments. But yeah, so this is definitely a 4-star. I am loving it, but it's not a new favorite just because I am having that hard time understanding and having to go back and read over things again and again. Happy Wednesday or Thursday. I am on my way to the game, and I did get up to 40% in the Mr. Hockey book, so I did want to read my notes. I know I'm in the car, I didn't bring my whole notebook or anything, but I took a picture of my notebook because that's smart. So the first thing is, if you have like health anxiety, especially about like eyes and concussions and all, don't read this, because like I don't even have anxiety about that, but it makes me anxious reading this. Yeah. So then I love all the hockey references that it has, because like the Elle Kennedy books, obviously you have our perspective that is a college hockey player, but like they'll mention like Wayne Gretzky once, but like this is like such like who's mentioning the San Jose Sharks in a book? They're mentioned. The guy used to play for the Sharks, and now, so I don't know how, I originally thought this was basically a Jack Hughes fanfic, but I don't think it is anymore, because we're in Denver, and like it's not the Avalanche, they're called the Hellions, and they won back-to-back, so I'm like, who is this about? But okay. And then I do think the dialogue is pretty cringy. It was advertised as the female lead being quirky, but it's like too quirky, and I see that so much in romances, and honestly it's cringy. People stop doing that. And then this book is like every fangirl's dream. Like this is a fan fiction practically. And then yeah, there's a lot of reading references as well, since our main character, female character, is a librarian, and then you're going to have all those hockey references. So you would think I'm loving this by how I promoted this, except for the like quirky thing. But it's like a 3-star. It's not going to be that memorable, and it does move really fast, because I mean it is only like 194 pages, so I wouldn't say it's insta love, but like they are attracted to each other like right off the bat, but I do feel like that's realistic. But I know a lot of people don't like insta love books. So those are all my notes. As I said, I'm currently on my way to the game, and yeah, how I thought about maybe bringing the book with me. It didn't fit in my purse, and there are the birds, but it didn't fit in my purse, so I'm not bringing the book with me to take a picture of it. And there's my update. Okay guys, so I am home now. This wasn't one of my trips where I spend the night there, but I made it home. That game was so chaotic. The ending, we even had the goalie get in on the fight. I'm like, I love passionate goalies. That's a thing. And Jarvis doing, "Are you not entertained?" And then Florida, they would not leave the ice. It was so chaotic, and the saying is cause chaos. And they did that, and I loved it. That game was so stressful. It gave me flashbacks to the playoffs last year, but this is the first time we've beat Florida in years. Yeah, because they swept us in the playoffs last year. So kind of a revenge, which was super fun. But I never showed y'all my outfit, and it was like super cute. So I did have my knee-high boots from Target, but my jacket is from Zara. And then I do have some vintage pearls on. And then my bodysuit is from Abercrombie, and my skirt is from Abercrombie. But I am going to be ending out the vlog here. I did read some of Outlander in the car, but I do have a little bit left of that chapter, literally like a minute left of it. So I am going to get some food because I haven't had anything to eat since lunch. I know, that's super bad, but so I'm gonna eat, and I'll read while I eat because it's an ebook. But as I said, I'm ending the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed reading Hockey Romance with me, going to a hockey game. Super fun. So if you made it through this whole video, leave a hockey emoji in the comments below. And I'm just seeing a Valentine's decoration I didn't take down. The PB&J up there. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.